Hi, this is a quick demonstration of the Paggr CMS rich text editor that's built in. If you haven't seen the Paggr videos, Paggr is a widget-based content management system, and each widget can access remote data using Sparkle or local data using Sparkle. So either from a local RDF store or from a remote RDF store. And these widgets can be very simple, like in that case, for example, this is just a page heading widget, this is a text widget, or they can be more complex. This is a sparklet that does some aggregates on the local store, but they can be even more complex, like for example this page has a fully fledged faceted browser built from widgets. So this is how things look on the administration screen. You have a set of layouts, the webmaster can extend those, and when you pick a selected or a certain layout, you have the ability to rearrange certain sizes, you can remove items, can configure items, or you can of course add items, and these items are the widgets that I mentioned. They can be created by the webmaster. Okay, but what I actually want to talk a little bit about is the rich text editor, which I just finished today. So I've created a simple demo page. Again, when you're logged in, you can just double click on any widget and you get to the configuration screen. And the configuration screen of a text item is just that, the rich text editor. Here you have the typical functionality. You can select text and have it formatted, but more interestingly, you can also embed RDF information or actually just arbitrary information. And let me show you how this is possible. Let's have a demo first. So let's say I select Benjamin Novak, and here are the relevant buttons that I added, objects and links. So in that case that would be an object, and when I click on the now selected object I can say, okay, this is a person and the internal ID is Benji. So what's now happening is that these attributes that I just added are stored as HTML5 data attributes, which means that you can freely extend these attributes in the templates and can then define a target template for generating HTML from that intermediate data attribute stuff, which is quite flexible and a nice feature of HTML5 concerning extensibility. So because the markup that's here in this rich text area is not really the final HTML, but just an intermediate format that is then translated. So how can these templates be defined? This is the configuration file for the rich text editor. This can be extended with a simple addition in the main configuration file, similar to the configurations in Arc if you've worked with Arc. So this is really just one entry per command, and there can be button commands if you want to create these icons. If you don't want to create these icons, you can just define a simple entry in a list, and this list will appear on the right hand side of the editor. So, and we've just created an object, and let's see, here's the definition for the object. This is the target template, which is a bit more complex because it has a nested item. It's using microdata, and here you can see that I've defined placeholders with these curly brackets. And when I add these curly brackets anywhere on the template, let's say foo equals test attribute, they will immediately appear in the front end as a form field. and you can add the information. Info goes here. For additional information, and you can even define the type of the attribute. Let's say we want a long text element instead of a short text element, and then you get another form field depending on the available widgets or form widgets in Trice, the underlying framework. Okay, and that's basically it already. So for another example, because Trice is based on microdata, but given the HTML5 data attributes, this doesn't mean that we can't use another RDF and HTML syntax. So we could mix in some RDFA, for example. So here I've prepared an RDFA triple template. So the label is generated from the key, and the rest is generated from the template here. So I've defined a property and should now see a predicate pop up. So we cancel that, we remove the object tag, we reselect, so RDFA triple. This little icon is defined in a CSS, so each of these elements can be styled. The default style is just a little background color that you probably can't even see in the video, but you can have borders or icons or whatever. So clicking on that, we get the predicate stuff that we already had. So let's say fauve name. Save that, close it, and when I have a look at the source code, there should be, so this is the spam property fauve name Benjamin Norweg. So this is the target template that's generated from my little definition in the Richtext configuration. However, now this Benjamin Norweg becomes a property of the page because we didn't set a subject. So what we want is subject. So RDFA, that's the about attribute. Okay, subject. So we've added an attribute, and when I now click on the item, it already appears. So we may want to have a bit of information. For the geeks. So I use Benji. Can save it, close it, look at the source, and here we have the full RDFA triple. And this basically works with any markup template you can think of. So here's, for example, a more complex one which generates a media tag as an intermediate code, has a media type, and lets you search your local media repository for graphics or whatever. So here's a logo, okay, save, and here you see the embedded graphic. Float right, save. So as you can see, it's not really a what you see is what you get editor to the fullest, but the advantage is that you get very, very easy capabilities of extending the system with your own markup, be it RDFA, be it microdata, or be it whatever you may need. Thanks for watching.